my friends, where have you been? Guys, welcome back. It's good to see you guys today. Thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me and talking about some movies for a while. Guys, last week, my youngest went off to summer camp. Cool, good for him. He had a blast. That's the important thing. But the day after we took him to summer camp, my oldest son and my wife and we all went to see the Backrooms movie. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Just came out in theaters, guys. It's directed by Kane Parsons. Before we get into all this eerie goodness, hit that like and subscribe button for me, guys, because this was a treat. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Now, total transparency on my part, I know nothing about liminal spaces, back rooms, internet creepypasta kind of stuff. I'm not savvy on that, guys. Like, I know nothing about that. I'm old school, Like, I'm still of the generation that when I have a question to ask, I'll ask somebody that I think is smarter than me rather than just Googling it. Or because I grew up in a time where we didn't have information at the touch of a button. And when you go to the library, look in the encyclopedia, dictionary, card catalog, whatever, to find the answers to your questions. So all these, when the internet came about, there was all, memes and these different creepy things like Poppy's Playtime. Like, that's a terrifying creature. So there's all these weird kind of urban legend, urban myth, internet myth, legend, all these things, this like internet horror subgenre, I guess, what we'll call it. That there's this, there has been this, and the thing is, my wife and my son are big YouTube, watching videos kind of thing on their phones. And so my wife she's always liked the liminal spaces. She loves looking at like those videos where people go into dead malls and dead stores and stuff like that, and they just film it. And so she's big into that, and my son is into the internet horror stuff and all that kind of thing. So they both kind of knew what they were getting into when they went to see this movie. And of course, and the thing is, they were originally going to go see it without me. The audacity, how dare they? But she, because that was kind of their thing. When he was younger, they would watch the liminal spaces and they would watch all the different backrooms type stuff together, And so they were going to go see it by themselves. And I said, well, hey, I want to go see a movie too. Don't leave me out. And so we all went. And it was, like I said earlier, it was a treat because I knew nothing about it. So I'm going in there and I'm just watching Chiwetel Ejiofor walk through around this store. And the thing is, Kane Parsons does a really good job of creating tension, suspense, just an unsettling vibe altogether. He does really, really good with that. And this film, you see Ejiofor, his name is Clark, and he runs a furniture store. Well, Clark's kind of a scumbag. He has anger issues. He is upset with his wife. He's an alcoholic. Like, he has some interpersonal demons that he's working through. When he goes down to his, and he's having to live in his furniture store. Like, he's sleeping there. And the lights keep flickering on and off, going on and off. And he goes down to the basement to check the breaker, and he sees like a crack in the wall. And he's like, what is this crack in the wall? He touches it, and his hand goes through it. He walks through it, and we're in the back rooms. And the thing is, there's no marked exit or door or anything like that. So if you wind up getting lost, you're going to be hard-pressed to find your way out. And there's also this, like, company that, is investigating the back rooms. They're like kind of like a DARPA type thing, But that made me think of Stranger Things and the Upside Down, and how there were portals for that. And I said, okay, well, that's cool. But apparently, Backrooms has been around longer than Stranger Things, and that whole idea of a company exploring the portals was, a Backrooms idea to begin with. So, cool. I dig that. I dug that little bit of information. Then the story itself it gets crazy wild. We get to points in the film where I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm like, man, this is so unsettling. And then something else happens and I'm like, that was disturbing. That wasn't unsettling. That was disturbing. And I dug it because it was genuinely an unsettling, scary type of film. Shai Patel Ejiofor's performance, I've loved that dude since I saw him in Serenity back in the day. That was the first time I'd ever seen him. And then I watched him in a movie called Red Belt. And again, he knocked it out of the park. And then he comes with 12 Years a Slave. And if you ain't seen 12 Years a Slave, you need to watch that, not only for the story of it, but for the absolute tour de force of nature, unstoppable Godzilla ferocity of the acting of every single person in that film, from Shai Ejiofor to Brad Pitt to Michael Fassbender, Lupita Nyong'o. I mean, these people, that movie won an Oscar for a reason, right? It wasn't because no DEI kind of Oscar. It won an Oscar because that movie was worthy and deserved every award it got. So I've been a huge Ejiofor fan for a long time, and he delivers in this because he can go from kind of just like timid, unsure of himself Clark to this raging, just and so he's able to switch like that, and I love that. And he carries this whole movie. It's him, a couple of like supporting characters, and his psychiatrist, and that's it. There's 4 people, and the supporting characters get like 5 minutes of screen time total, right? Ejiofor carries this film on his back, and he does a phenomenal job. And I like the fact that I knew nothing about Backrooms going into it. Apparently, the story itself, since it is an internet community thing, like people have been going back and forth about, is this lore correct? Is that lore correct? The purists want this. The people who want something different want this other thing. It's just that the story itself, to me, was awesome because I didn't know, like I said, anything about Backrooms. I did not know the premise of what happens in the Backrooms. All I know from what I've seen on the internet was you're walking down some hallways, creepy monster peeks his head around the corner, now you got to run for survival kind of thing. That's the only thing I ever got from Backrooms, but they really fleshed out the lore and mythology and universe of the film, and I thought that was awesome. I really hope they make a sequel because I would love to see where it goes. And for anybody that has seen the Backrooms or Backrooms, how about that sticky rice, huh? How about that pound cake? That's all I'm going to say about it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. This movie gets weird. And it starts off weird, and it gets weirder, and I absolutely loved it. My wife and son, they liked it. They thought it was great. They were like 2 little schoolgirls in the theater whispering back and forth about, the different things happening and this and that. And so they really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And that's all that matters. And I think that you guys would love it if you gave it a chance, guys. Go check it out in the theater. It is worth your coin. It is definitely worth your coin, my friends. Grab you some pea corn, grab you a soda pop, get you some gummy bears, Sour Patch Kids, and go sit down in the air conditioning, because it's about that time, guys. Go sit down in an air-conditioned theater, kick your feet back, and prepare to be creeped out, because that is what you will get, guys. That's it for Backrooms. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out, my friends. And as always, I am going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, my friends, and I will see you soon.